Hey guys, George Poulos here, Creative Freedom Coach. I'm teaching you how to build a life of creative freedom online and beyond. That's a new experiment with my tagline. I'm still figuring that one out, but let me know how that one felt for you. So I think you can see my mouse here, yeah, so I might just do this. So in this episode or lesson, I'm going to share my current conceptualization of how self-growth works. The self-growth journey, becoming the people that we are meant to be. Um, I found that an awareness of how this process works helps me stay on this self-growth journey instead of becoming stuck and stagnant. So here is us today. We are in this little box. This little box is our current comfort zone. Here you could see down here, I have it as a circle. Up here, I have it as a box. You could conceptualize it however you want to. But this is our current comfort zone, or our current idea of who we are or what we're capable of. So, you know, this box is comprised of, certain stories about who we are and what we're capable of. So I'll just put that there. Stories about who we are and what we're capable of, right? Oops. And what we are capable of. Right, but the truth of who we are is more like this second picture. We are beings of unlimited potential. We have unlimited capacity. We are always changing, growing, evolving. So really who we are is limitless, and we can do anything we want, create anything we want, create the life we want. We can we can do anything. But we're usually walking around with a particular comfort zone, particular ideas about who we are, and this can severely limit us. Okay, so yeah, a lot of the time this comfort zone is made up of limiting beliefs. A lot of the time this comfort zone is made up of fears and doubts. At a given time there might also be very many lovely things, but as we grow and evolve through this life, these are usually the kind of things that are going to keep us stuck and prevent us from actually growing. And I believe that we are meant to always be continuously allowing ourselves to grow and evolve. It's really a natural process. It's not something that I feel like we have to go out there and do, but because a lot of our conditioning, like what we're taught, right? Like this box is made up of a lot of thoughts that were passed down to us. And this is our conditioning, right? What we were taught is possible, what we were taught about the world. So ultimately, we want to go through a self-growth journey, or perpetually be on a self-growth journey, in order to eliminate these things. And as we, start to chip away at this box, then we start to become more free, more expansive, more capable, more confident. And there's kind of a process that happens here. Okay, so here's stage one. We have a comfort zone. We have a certain idea of who we are and what we're capable of, right? And then inevitably, we're going to have some sort of desire to go past that comfort zone. It's just natural. There's going to be something we want to do. Maybe we want to ask someone on a date. Maybe we want to post a YouTube video. Maybe we want to quit our job and try to start a business. This thing that, this desire, this thing that we want to do, which is outside of our comfort zone, it doesn't matter how far outside of the comfort zone it is. Or it doesn't matter like how dramatic it sounds, right? Sometimes it's going to be maybe a really big thing, a career change, moving to a new place. Sometimes it's going to be really minor, like even sending a brave text message or something like this. Sometimes it's going to fall outside of our comfort zone, or showing up, saying yes to a public speaking gig, applying to a new kind of job, whatever it is. So the danger here is when we feel called to do something, to take some action outside of our comfort zone. If we just listen to this layer, you could also potentially call this the ego. But if you listen to this layer of limiting beliefs and conditionings and you decide, you know what, I'm not going to do this. I want to do this, but I'm not going to do it because it's too scary. Then you're going to stay in your comfort zone and you're going to stop this process of self-growth. And that's not good, because then I think you're not going to feel very good. Because I think this process of evolution is quite a natural thing. So what happens here is a different number of things. Like, why do you transition from staying in the comfort zone to actually doing a growth behavior, to actually taking action outside of your comfort zone? You might just get sick and tired of staying in your comfort zone. It might just become too painful, too stagnant. Your soul is shriveling up and dying. You just get sick and tired of it. Your motivation to change surpasses your desire to stay comfortable. That could happen. You might also do some inner work. You might do some meditation. You could meditate and actually investigate these limitations that you've put on yourself, these inherited beliefs. You can investigate those and start to see that they're not real. You start to see that actually maybe I can do this scary thing. So some way or another, you start to chip away at this enough. Maybe you just get sick and tired. Maybe you do some meditation and you garner that motivation yourself. But eventually you're going to take action outside of your comfort zone. And I call this a growth behavior. Okay, so every time we do a growth behavior outside of our comfort zone here, we are stepping into the unknown. So one of the most breakthrough things that I've ever learned is the fact that 100% of the time, this will always be scary and uncomfortable. Always. Anytime you do a growth behavior, no matter how simple or small it seems, if it's outside of your current comfort zone, it's going to be uncomfortable. So this changed my life to learn this, because for a long time, right, I thought the goal of life was to stay in the comfort zone, was to stay comfortable, was to stay always feeling completely safe. I didn't really understand that you have to take risks, you have to step into the unknown. I thought that, the fact that it was scary and uncomfortable made me not do it. I decided, okay, I'm just going to stay here. But then, your soul starts to rot, because you're being called to do things. You're being called to step into the unknown. So when I learned that it is always scary, it is always uncomfortable, I learned to start embracing that fear and taking the actions anyway. So this is a very powerful place to be when you are willing, when you realize this pattern and you're willing to step into the unknown again and again and again. That's when self-growth really skyrockets at a very rapid rate, when you stop letting fear and feeling uncomfortable stop you from taking these actions that you want to take. Okay, so then you're going to feel fear anyway, but the fear is there because you're expanding your comfort zone. So it can actually start to be an indication that you are growing when you are continuously moving into scary and uncomfortable, kind of riding the edge of your comfort zone. It's kind of where it's kind of a sweet spot, is to live right there, right past this edge here, right? And then something I learned, another pattern, is that when you do break out of your comfort zone and do a growth behavior, you're going to be in the unknown, right? Like I said, you're going to be in the unknown, and that fear and discomfort is not necessarily going to go away immediately when you take that action. You're actually when you do a growth behavior, you're expanding yourself. You're in a process of stretching. It's going to be potentially scary and uncomfortable over a long period of time. So something that I noticed when I was still in the habit of running away from fear, and I'm not perfect, this still gets me sometimes, is I will run back and retreat back into my comfort zone. Or I'll think like, oh, I did the scary thing once. I'm done now. Now I can go back into my comfort zone. Um, if that happens, it's okay. But if you're able to be aware of this tendency, what you can actually allow yourself to do is make a change, do a growth behavior, and then just stay there. Just instead of letting yourself recoil, you can sit through that discomfort. You can sit through that discomfort. Discom you can sit through that discomfort. Okay, so if you're able to anticipate this recoil effect, sit through the discomfort instead of recoiling, you can actually skip these two steps. But if you do recoil, it's okay. You just try again. Try to keep an awareness of the fact that, you're going into the unknown. It's going to be uncomfortable, but trust the process and realize that the longer you stay out there in the unknown, the longer you embody this new, bigger version of yourself, the sooner you're going to get comfortable with that expanded version of you. And that's how you experience growth. That's how you experience growth. Every time you take one of these actions and you stay out there, let me write that, stay out there. And when you don't retreat back into the old way of doing things, that's how you grow, and you're going to enjoy this new and expanded version of yourself. Now, another thing that tripped me up on this kind of a personal growth journey again and again and again is I thought, okay, I did it, I grew, now I'm done. Now, unfortunately, as you can see by this picture here, this box, these layers of limiting beliefs, there are many, many, many layers to work through. So once you break through one, eventually you're going to find another edge. And then you're going to find another edge and another edge and another edge into infinity, my friends. This is a journey that we can ride lifelong. You can be on this journey lifelong. Isn't that kind of crazy? Like, to realize, there's my drawing from another class, to realize that this is a lifelong journey. There's no end goal. It truly is about embracing the process. So I find that seeing this pattern, having seen this pattern again and again and again, it makes me realize, oh, okay, I can choose to live on my edge. I can choose to continue to choose those growth behaviors and kind of let this be a way of being. Right? Living in expansion, living in growth, embracing change. That's another, or allowing change. That's another great way to conceptualize this, because we're always changing, right? We're part of this changing universe. But when we refuse to leave our comfort zone, what we're actually doing there is an act of resistance. We're resisting change. And that's why staying in the comfort zone over a long period of time is so harmful to ourselves in a way, because this process of change is just natural. It's natural. So really, by embracing this kind of a journey, what we're doing is we're returning to a more natural state. And I find that the more I stay on this sort of path, the better I feel internally. Okay, so that's kind of how I've been conceptualizing the journey of self growth. What's cool about this is every time, if you embrace this, every time you're called to make one of these growth behaviors, usually it's a really like beautiful thing. It's like some creative thing you want to do. It's a person you want to reach out to. It's a way that you want to show up in your work. It's you stepping towards your dream life. um, Embracing this process allows you to kind of like create an awesome life, instead of staying in that box and, living a life that was prescribed to you, that you were taught that you have to live. You get to instead create an awesome life. It's going to be uncomfortable and scary on the way, but you know, we're here for a short time. Let's freaking go for it. You're creating your life. You're allowing yourself to live your life instead of the life that you learned you have to, based on this conditioning and these limiting beliefs and these fear and doubts that were never your own to begin with. So I hope you found this helpful. I guide people through this journey through one-on-one coaching. If you're interested, you could check the link in the description to book a free connection call with me. I hope you found this inspiring, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.